Hey guys, Zane Hyde here from the Nexus Schoolhouse, bringing you another episode of Over Explained. Today, we're going to be taking a look at main tank Diablo with the full W build. I love full W build. I think it's the most versatile build. I think it's the most fun build by far. It gives you an enormous amount of sustainability. It gives you an enormous amount of damage. It lets you carry with a lightning breath that will zap you the entirety of your enemy team into cinders. And it lets you pick all of the pretty pictures that have a picture of fire on them between levels 1 and 20. I'm up against two of the hardest heroes to deal with as a Diablo. A Zul'jin, who is a heavy-hitting auto-attacker, and a Tychus, who is a heavy-hitting auto-attacker. Who would have guessed? Bigger they are is an incredibly difficult time to deal with when you're not actively CCing the Tychus every single time you see him exist anywhere near you. And I did fast-forward this game just a couple of minutes in because there's nothing much that happens in the early game for Diablo. He's really weak until 7 in my opinion, and he's really weak pre-souls. Right here, I'm just looking for the flames behind me so that I can get the bang backwards. We are going to get the heal from the white main coming in, then we're just going to pop our W and our spell shield and just wander right on out, and there we pick up our 100 souls, and now we are good to go. Ascension comes in with a cage. I'm just going to wallbang this Zul'jin and finish him off before he can get his Tal's Dingo off. TT Porky comes in with the flank with the March of the Murlocs that hit absolutely nothing, but it's a huge flank anyway because we love him. I am partied with Porky, by the way, who is on his alt account on the Murky. Convinced that Murky is one of the best heroes ever, and I honestly am on board that hype train. Here we go with a W, very simple. You just chuck the W's in the general direction of the enemy team, and then you move away from them so that your W's line up really nicely. You're going to see a massive amount of healing right here. As you can see, that first W going in, the second W going in, and then here's going to be the third W going in, and my spell shield is proc, so I managed to survive right here. And you can see the sheer brute force of healing. I'm actually going to go back in right here. I'm going to chuck a W, I'm going to flip this variant, chuck a W, and then I'm going to stun somebody in just a second here if I can find one. I do not manage to find one, but I do manage to heal myself for about 2 HP bars worth of HP. I'm going to get another W right here. I'm going to pop my spell shield, flip a man, press W, Q to this plant to get the heck out of dodge, and now we are free, or almost free. Somewhat free. Whitemane is going to sacrifice herself for us. Thank you very much, Whitemane. Goodbye and enjoy your next life. Never mind, Whitemane's going to pop her ult and kill everything. Fantastic. You'll love to see it. And as you can see, we're just healing up for 150 per tick every single time that flame comes back in, hitting a target. 150 HP right there and then. We're going to heal so freaking much this game. It's honestly unbelievable how much self-healing we have. We have 2/3 of the healing of Whitemane on just myself right now. That's really fair and balanced. I do think this build isn't necessarily unbalanced. It is a little bit difficult to play. You do need to consistently get wall bangs. But I do think it is... how do I say... not necessarily overpowered, but if you play it correctly, it can feel very oppressive to deal with, especially when you're in the opposite team and you're just begging your team to start dodging the flames and they just don't. That can make it really, really difficult. So your talents basically go like this. Level 1, you pick Soul Shield, and you always pick Soul Shield because this allows you to pretty much ignore spell damage for 4 seconds. And with the sheer amount of flames you're chucking out, you almost always get full resets of this. As you can see right here, look at the cooldown of this Soul Shield. It is absolutely spinning. It's going right on down. It was pretty much a 10-second Soul Shield, probably significantly less. Here we get a massive March of the Murlocs flank, and I'm just tanking all of the damage in the known universe from pretty much every DPS on my left side, and I'm just refusing to die. Partially thanks to Whitemane, but partially, and then there I'm actually going to die to a Tal's Dingo, unfortunately. But partially due to Whitemane, partially just to my own self-healing. As you can see, I'm at 24k now. Whitemane went up 10k in that fight alone, which was pretty freaking huge. And I went up 4k, which is about 1 HP bar worth of HP, which is pretty insane to think about it. If you consider Dahaka a hero who has multiple HP bars, right? 1 in his adaptation, 1 in his... essence, and 1 in his ability to base and then Z back in. That's 3 HP bars extra he gets. Diablo gets something similar in a fight depending on how many W's he's able to get off. You can consider 3 W's across 3 enemy heroes to basically be 1 full bar, because again, each one of those ticks coming back in, 150 healing, and gives you a modular amount going out as well. It is a lot of freaking healing. It does a lot of throughput in the course of a game. In this game, we're definitely going to feel the power of the fire. Level 13, we get Hellfire. This increases your spell power up to 30%, which is really useful for Lightning Breath. Lightning Breath is balanced around this talent. It will feel very weak if you do not proc your Hellfires. And then level 16, we're going to pick up Debilitating Flames, which is basically a damage reduction if you hit your flames enough times, and also slows targets, which again helps you hit really, really big lightning breaths. Double Diablo is all about lightning breaths. You really want to hit big ones. You can go APOC with this build, but it's not necessarily recommended. If you're going APOC with this build, it means you really, really needed APOC that game. But you prefer to go lightning breath whenever possible, partially because it allows you to top damage and laugh at your DPS, and partially because it's just so good at controlling a fight. Lightning breath is a massive slow, up to 40% over 2 seconds. It is a crap ton of damage and allows you to just control an entire rectangle worth of your opponent's space, just pretty much by yourself. It allows you to deny areas as well as just kill things, both of which are fantastic uses of your time. We're going to get the arrow right here. I'm going to flip. I'm going to try to cue this into the wall, but I don't quite get it. At that point, I'm just disengaged. You're going to see a lot of the time in this game, I'm lining up in such a way that I'm looking for a cue on the far side. Another fantastic TT Porky flank. It's absolutely huge. Right here, we're just going to pop our W on the enemy heroes, and then we're going to go look forward, flip our Varian into the Octo Explosion Puffer thingy mobobber. We're going to get more Ws, heal back up. Then we're going to look to Q to this minion wave just to get out of danger, and we're perfectly safe. We pick up a globe, we walk back forward. Now we're going to do it all over again. Press W, flip, press W, flip. Look at my HP bar. Just look at that thing fly. It's absolutely humongous. Here we're going to get a one target lightning breath just onto the enemy Dahaka and look to just finish him up and out. We're going to get the Q into the little corner wall right there, and fantastic. We're able to finish him on out. We're able to clean up the Tychus. We're able to... Where is my camera right now? Excuse me, camera. I would like you to move where I moved my camera. Thank you very much, game. And then we're just going to fast forward on through this siege camp. We're going to hearth for our full resources. As you can see, we're very tanky. We're probably the tankiest hero in the game in terms of raw HP bars, besides maybe Dahaka. And we're definitely tankier than Dahaka by virtue of how easy it is for us to replenish based off cooldowns rather than off hearthing and off our 60-second adaptation. Right here, we are looking for a flank onto the enemy team. We're not quite able to find anything. Varian sniffs it out from the right-hand side and just kind of finds two of my heroes in the bush, which is unfortunate. Right here, we're going to pop our W, and then we're going to wallbang into that corner. Miss the wallbang because I'm terrible at the game. Then press W in this direction, so it's not going to matter. I'm going to scream at Varian, and then I'm going to rotate this down here. I'm going to look for my fire, and we're just going to go chase a Dahaka. And this is going to be the next minute of my life. You can see all of the fire going out, massively slowing, dealing a reasonable amount of damage, but absolutely CCing the crap out of that Dahaka. He's basically unable to move. A 40% slow is comparable to a root if you apply it for enough seconds. The same way an 80% slow is effectively a root because they can't move for the duration, right? If you have a long duration but low intensity slow, it's pretty much the same effect as a short duration but high intensity slow, because ultimately your heroes are going to be able to stay on that target for the same duration, depending on reaction time, of course. Right here, we're just going to wallbang this Jin really hard. We do push him away from our team. Unfortunately, that is incorrect, but I was expecting the entire enemy team to be coming from this direction, so I wanted to get some fire going in that direction. We're going to pop our W here, and then the Tychus is going to pew-pew us down. We're going to look to live here as best as we can. We do get overkill, not going to matter too much. We take an enormous amount of damage right there. I slam the Varian into the wall. I pop a fire, I pop a fire, pop a fire, and you can see all that healing coming through. The white man, of course, helping out a great deal right there. You can see we're up to 34k self-healing. Half of our white man so far. We definitely did a lot more in the early game relative to the mid to late game when the white man really powered up in her support talents. Just gonna fast forward on through the doldrums of this game. There's not too much going on here. We really want to focus on the team fights as much as possible on Garden, especially because there's so little to do on this map for a main tank specifically, between objectives. Like, besides team fights, you really don't do much besides anchor. And if you are soaking, it's because you need to get souls. If you're full souls like I am, you just kind of sit on your mount and look at enemy heroes. This may be different depending on what rank of the game you're in, but if you're in competitive, whether it's a bronze or grandmaster, it's going to be the same thing. I do take a teleport forward right there to find the enemy team. I pop a fire in the left direction, and I'm just barely able to keep myself alive. I start screaming at the enemy team, but unfortunately it's too little too late. TT Porky with a massive left side flank chucks an entire march of the Murlocs behind the enemy team, preventing them from escaping. Unfortunately, this only encourages them to go forward into us and kill us all. Oh well. We're going to respawn right here and start running back into the enemy team and just try to gather some souls. At this point in time, we're just pressing W to pick up souls off our level 4 talent. We're not really doing it to necessarily keep ourselves alive. We're just trying to pop as many souls as possible. Right there, we're able to survive, partially thanks to our weapon, partially thanks to ourselves. I did fire one W in the wrong direction. That definitely could have been handled far better. It's really important that you keep your W off quick cast, in my opinion. Putting it on quick cast, that little delay is honestly horrible. I really think this is one talent you definitely do not want to slow cast. We're going to flip this Varian, we're going to Q into this wall, get some healing from my white main, and then we're going to heal right on up, and that's just going to full bar us casually from a 3-man. And that's what I mean when I say a 3-man triple Q will always full bar you effectively, no matter what HP you're at. Right there, we're just going to shove the Varian out, and we get the finish with the Misery PhD. Good job, Misery. I'm not mispronouncing his name, this is just a smurf of his. We're rolling forward right through here, and again, we're only clearing waves because we need souls. If we had full souls, we would be sitting mounted in a bush looking for somebody to gank. There's nothing else you should be doing when you are in the late game as Diablo. You should just be sitting on your mount looking for heroes. Definitely don't be clearing waves if at all possible. We're up to 62 souls right here, and we are beginning our push in the top side. We're going to pop our W right here. And then right here, I'm going to go for a very aggressive maneuver. I'm going to blink forward onto the Zul'jin, and I'm going to try to find a pick. I'm going to look for a 1-for-1 trade right here. We are going to get the individual pick, which I was very happy with, because that pick ensures that we can now infinite March of the Murlocs onto this keep. That's going to give Porky a infinite duration cast. As you can see, at level 20, he has opted for March of the Murlocs can be channeled, sending little Murlocs indefinitely. These are my brethren. I am Big Murloc, these are Small Murloc, we are all related. I'm happy to see my family doing a fantastic job in combat. We're just going to roll it forward here. As you can see, I zoomed in on the Murlocs because I wanted to enunciate to my stream how important it was to me that my family was doing a good job. And then we just fast forward on to the tail end of the game. Just a little bit away. There we go. Alright, we are respawned. We have 72 souls. We're ready to take this team fight. We do check this bush with our first W. Then we see the Varian coming. I'm going to throw a W out immediately. I know he doesn't have follow-up quite there yet. Then we're going to flip him. Going to pop another W, Q him, pop another W. And now we're just going to scream, and we're going to fry the entire enemy team. Fantastic, delicious, GG. That pretty much covers it for this one, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Over Explained. W Diablo is a fantastically fun hero, always has been, probably always will be, unless they nerf him like right into the ground. I really enjoy playing this hero. I think his scaling is fantastic. You have the ability to beat heroes that quote-unquote counter you with smart play and just keeping distance. And I really think he's one of the most fun tanks in the game. But for now, that's going to be it for us, guys. Take care. We'll see you in the Nexus. Check out our Patreon and YouTube, and subscribe if you'd like to see more.